You are all welcome to the Destiny Talk series, focusing on the health talk. And today we are talking about why detox. But some of you have attended detox classes before, but you're going to see that this is going to be it will be a little bit different. And so I'm excited. We have with me here, is already here, is Dr. Joe Esposito is going to start out. After I'll start by showing some films, and then he's going to start out, and we celebrate him. Today is his 50th birthday, and you can imagine we dragged him to join us today. And he's actually on a celebration with his friends. And so we are going to be seeing him on a yacht, on the waters. So hopefully we will be able to hear what he's saying. So you're welcome, and we'll go ahead and start why detox. This is very important at this point, with everything going on. And we are all about prevention, and honestly, the more we can do, upfront, the better, so that our bodies are in the best state of health and we are not struggling with health situation. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, and we are going to just watch some videos as a start to give us a background to what we are talking about. So the first question here is why detox? I'm sure you can all see my screen, hopefully.
Well, I have a theory, and it all starts with a fish. Think of a fish living in natural, clean, nutrient-rich water. The chances are it will live a disease-free life. But what would happen to the fish if you pollute the water? If you poured, say, cola into the bowl, or some salty potato chips, or greasy fatty foods like burgers and pizza, what do you think is going to happen? Well, all living creatures have a natural filtration system that can handle a certain amount of just about anything. But if you keep adding more and more junk into the water, the body's going to start to struggle. The poor fish is going to start showing symptoms of disease. It might get a skin condition. It might get asthma. It might become fat or obese. Perhaps it gets a headache or a cough. It might get arthritis and can't move its fin so well. Whatever symptoms it has, these are simply warning lights, telling the body there's something wrong. So what's the best way to treat the fish? Medical intervention might suggest that you give it medicine to treat the headache, or different medicine to stop it coughing, or further medicine to help the fish move its fin, and perhaps even more medicine to treat some of the side effects that the first medicine has created. That might treat the symptoms temporarily, but even the medicines themselves add pollution to the bowl. It seems painfully obvious to any rational thinking person what the solution is. Would you want to give the fish more medicine? Of course you wouldn't. The answer is so simple. If you want to treat the cause of the problem, you need to clean the water. So that's effectively what our super juicers are here to do, to clean the terrain where their cells bathe, to clean the water, in other words. It's that simple.
Now that sounds, it just sounds cheesy. It's like, really? All I need to do is to clean the water? And that is, that is a reality. When I saw that, it was like, it just speaks to me of what all this is all about, of cleaning the water. Let's see another short video, because I want to lay a foundation before I have Dr. Joe come on.
Cancer is a group of over 100 diseases characterized by abnormal, uncontrolled cell growth. In a healthy body, cells grow, die, and are replaced in a very controlled way. Damage or change in the genetic material of cells by environmental or internal factors sometimes results in cells that do not die and continue to multiply until a mass of cancer cells or a tumor develops. Most cancer-related deaths are due to metastasis, malignant cells that penetrate into the circulatory system and establish colonies in other parts of the body. Great advancements have been made, but cancer is still the leading cause of death for people under the age of 85. In the United States, 1 in every 4 people die from cancer.
Now, that is scary. You will agree with me, that statistic, 1 in 4 people dying of cancer. And this is real because even, it says United States, but even for us, hold on, let me try to shut this down. Even for us in Nigeria, almost everybody knows someone who has cancer or who has died of cancer. And so when we begin to talk about detox, with the 2 videos I've shown, imagine that fish in the water. And if that fish continues in that water without anything being done to that water, what will happen? And then look at this, the statistics and what we are talking about cancer. So with that introduction, I'm going to allow Dr. Joe come on and tell us a bit more about detox. Why do we need, generally, we are looking at a global detox now. Why do we need detox? And when it's done, I will take you through some systematic, information also to buttress what he's saying. And then we have a testimony of, from someone that is in the house. So Dr. Joe, let me give you.
Okay, excellent. Hi.
Oh, I didn't share my, okay, stop sharing your screen.
Yeah, stop sharing the screen.
Stop
Excellent.
sharing the screen and have you come on.
All right.
Hold on, let me get myself out of here. Sometimes this technology is interesting. Okay.
Okay, all set.
All set, we can see you. We can see the beautiful water behind you.
Excellent. Well, hey, welcome Nigeria. I'm excited to talk to you guys today. My 50th birthday on the Caribbean with my good friends. Yeah, see these people? No, I'm really excited for the opportunity to talk. This is our 3rd detox program being run in Nigeria. And it's true, it's so important to me because it's my life's work and understanding about how we can inspire people to live better lives by making sure that we understand and appreciate, become self-aware about the toxins that we're exposed to each and every day. And it's not just about our risk of disease like diabetes and heart disease and cancers, but it's also about the quality of life that we have with fatigue and weight gain, and depression and insomnia and these other chronic symptoms that we deal with, not only chronic disease. So when we talk about detoxification, we're talking about both the chronic symptomatology as well as the chronic disease state. So I'm really excited about having another group of people being able to learn and become more self-aware of what are they doing in their lives that are exposing them to more toxins, and what steps they can take to become empowered to remove the toxins from the body. We spent over 15-year period of time understanding about how to pull heavy metals, toxins like mercury and cadmium and lead and all these different things that store in our bodies, how to pull them out of the urine during a cleanse. We spent time learning how to take pesticides that store in your body for 20 to 30 years and pull that out of the body so you don't have hormone issues and hormone and cancers of sexual organs and so on and so forth. So really what I want to talk about is right now, our desire is to empower you to first be aware and to second take action on doing things that you can do in your life to reach your potential in life. We all know that without health, we have nothing. Life, the value of life becomes a quest for health once you lose it. So what I'd want to do is really put some awareness around the prevention of disease and the optimization of life in order for you not to deal with the crisis state of dysfunction and disease if we take a passive, ignorant approach to our health. So whether it's the way you take a shower in the morning and there's chlorine in the water, or you're eating foods that are full of pesticides, or you're having high sugar foods, or using plastic containers that are causing hormone issues, or so on and so forth. There's so many avenues for us to be exposed to toxins. I want you to be aware of that, but I also want you to know of steps you can take in your health in order to slowly leach these toxins out of the body to raise your level of health. There's two different ages that we have. We have our biological age, which is how old we are on a calendar. I'm 50 years old today. But there's also a biological age, and that's the age of our cells of our body. How fast are we progressing in age? And you've heard of the anti-aging movement, the youth attainment movement, and it's really about enhancing the biological age of our body. And I can tell you right now, I feel healthier at 50 years old. My biological age is more at about 32. When I was 40 years old, my biological age I felt was at 55 or 60 because I was more inflamed, had excess weight, had more stress. So the cleanse program that we'd love you all to engage in is going to help lower your biological age to allow you to experience a higher level of quality life for a longer period of time. There's no sense in living longer years that are low quality. What we want to do is increase the quality of life over a longer period of time. So I'm not going to get into great detail, but I would be honored if Dr. K would allow us to continue allowing me to answer questions that you have, satisfy the curiosity or the doubt or the misinformation you may have heard in the field of detoxification, and answer your personal questions and allow you to be empowered to join us on the next detox program we're launching in the UK. In Nigeria. We're doing these programs throughout the US. We're doing them in the United Kingdom. We're doing them in Nigeria. We're excited for you who's listening to this call to join us on the next cleanse that's coming up really soon. Dr. K, I wanted to see if there's any specific questions that you have or that I could address to the group right now, but that is the premise of what I wanted to deliver today, is about letting people understand they have to be more self-aware of what they're doing in their lifestyle and their daily activities that are promoting a higher biological age, of enhancing their inflammation, the risk of chronic disease, and not reducing it just simply due to ignorance and misunderstanding of the steps they can take in health. Is there any other comments that you'd like me to, or topics we'd like to finish up on this talk this morning?
Dr. Joe, you said something about the fact that when you were 40, your biological age was more like 60. But now you are 50 and you're saying that your biological age is more like 35. Now, yes. I have two questions for you on that. And one is, how do people get to know their biological age? Number two, what did you do to change the trajectory of your biological, aging?
That's two great questions. The first one is, how do you know your biological age? It's not an exact science of saying these markers tell you you're exactly 58 years old, but they're markers that promote disease. So we look at lab work, we look blood lab, we look at stool analysis, we look at stress levels, we look at sleep quality, we look at many different factors. And 10 years ago, I weighed an additional 12 pounds of excess weight on my abdomen. I didn't sleep very well, 4 to 5 hours. My stress level was higher. My diet was not as clean as it is now. And as a nutritionist and a doctor, of course, I know the data. Like most of you on this call, know you should be eating better, sleeping better, exercising right. This isn't new information, right? It's about creating the behaviors that we need in order to create a higher optimal health and optimal life. So the self-awareness is what we want to go through with this program. Not only are you going to be delivered in a cleanse that we're promoting to you right now of a system that's going to reduce toxins from the body, we're also going to create self-awareness as how you eat, how you think, how you sleep, how you behave, how you exercise, and all of those different, which is going to provide at least as much value as the program. In fact, probably 5x more, because an empowered individual that understands and is self-aware of their behaviors can accomplish more in health and in life than your wildest dreams. So my self-awareness realized my sleep was not right. My diet wasn't as clean. I'm not taking the supplements. And it's literally the cleanse I created 15 years ago, literally, that helped change my life by doing that cleanse twice a year. So that's why I'm so excited, because personally it's affected me. And I know we can help deliver to your group a higher level of health by creating not only clinical outcome, meaning removing toxins, but secondly, an awareness to help you change your lifestyle and your behaviors to generate a higher level of health.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joe. I have one last question. Just like you said, out there is this belief that the body does not need detoxification, does not need an external detoxification. Now, what is the liver doing? What is the kidney doing? Why? What do you mean by detoxification? Can you explain, better to us? It's like my liver is supposed to be doing the job. My kidney is supposed to be doing the job. My skin is supposed to be doing the job. So why do I need other things to do the job for me?
Great question. And right now, unfortunately, our planet, the amount of solvents being dumped in our waterways, in our oceans, is astronomically higher than it was 10 years ago. The amount of pollution in the air from the cars and the jets and all the different industry right now is more now than it's ever been in our history. The diets of sugars and fats that are increasing throughout the world are higher than it's ever been in the history of mankind. The amount of drug use, pharmaceutical drugs, over-the-counter medications that are being consumed by individuals across the world are at the highest level in human history. So our bodies are being challenged to a point that we can no longer lean on the effectiveness of our organ systems, because they are taxed to the point that they cannot accomplish the job without support. So we have our livers that are unable to deal with the amount of toxins we're exposed to on a daily level, from inhalation, eating, from our skin, from the air, from the water. We're unable to deal with it. And that's why, at least in the US, a stat recently changed. I'm not sure right now in Nigeria, but in the US, the cancer rates are 1 in 3 individuals experience cancer. That means if there's 3 people in the room, 1 is going to get and die of cancer in their lifetime. About 1.5 years ago, in the US, it's now 1 in 2. Every other person in the United States is going to hear the words from a doctor, "You have cancer." And when it happens here, it's going to be happening around the world. If you look at Nigeria's rates of everything, it follows about 10 years behind the US with conventional medicine, with the fast food industry and what's going on around the world. Nigeria is a little behind in those steps of disease, but it follows shortly behind. So I love the opportunity in Nigeria that we could be proactive. We could look at what's going on in the world, and we could take better steps not to fall into statistics that are happening in other areas of the world. So it's our job in Nigeria to step up to the plate, look at the data, become self-aware, empower ourselves, and make the better decisions so we don't become a statistic and be 1 out of 2 Nigerians that are dying of cancer. So hopefully that gives a little bit of seriousness to this journey that we're on in detoxification. And that's my commitment on my birthday in the Caribbean to you, is I want you to know that this is dear to my heart to help you make a better decision on what you can do to reduce the risk of these diseases and the chronic symptoms that you may already be experiencing today. But I want to help prevent.
Oh, we are losing we are losing him because he's on the waters. Okay. Yeah, back. Yeah, your internet connection went weak.
Sorry. Sorry, I don't know. I lost you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I mean, Dr. Joe, the last thing you said was really, mind-blowing to know that the statistics, the one we watched in the video I showed said 1 in 4, As of last year, it had gone down to 1 in 3, and now it is 1 in 2. That is really sad. And as I said, and as many of us in Nigeria, that are many people living in Nigeria can testify to, almost everybody knows someone that has cancer right now.
Yes.
And that is, as much as we don't want to focus on cancer, like when you started, we want to focus on other health issues. But the reality is that, just like you said, 1 in 2 people or 1 in 3 people, are likely to hear it. And there's nothing, please, my people will say, it shall not be my portion. No, it will not be our portion if we do the things we are supposed to do. We can't keep living the wrong lifestyle and saying it can't be my portion. We can't. And so I'm going to thank you so much. And I know you're still going to be connected somehow.
You're welcome.
So if anybody has any questions to ask, I will type it, I will direct it to you. And so I'm just going to go ahead and show them some information to really buttress some of the things that you have shared. Thank you so much, Dr. Joe.
You're welcome. Have a great day, everyone. Look forward to helping you on this journey. Any questions, Dr. Kuyinu, let me know, and I'll be glad to assist and help everyone on this journey to a better level of health. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so you guys, you've heard it. That is Dr. Joe Esposito. Some of you know him already. He has been on our platform a couple of times. Some of you, this is your first time. He's a doctor of chiropractic. He's also he has a diploma in clinical nutrition. He has developed a lot as a result of his desire and heart to see people well. He has over 35, almost 40 clinics right now, in different parts of the world, in the US and hopefully in Nigeria at some point. And then he has developed a lot of products, a lot of things, natural products, just to help people heal, from his years of working with patients. So if you have any questions down the line based on what he has said, then please. Now I'm quickly going to show you one more video, and then I'm going to give us, buttress some of the things he has said with things that you can see. So let's quickly look at this video.
To remain healthy, our body must be able to defend itself against outside threats, like infection with viruses or bacteria, and problems that arise inside the body, like cancer. Some of the defenses are easily seen. Our skin, the wax in our ears, and the acid in our stomachs are all ways that invaders are blocked before they can get into our bodies. In addition to these blocks to infection, everyone has an army of cells inside them that works to find and destroy any invaders that make it past the outside lines of defense. Some of these cells are also able to find and kill cancer cells. All of the things that work together to fight infection and cancer form what is known as the immune system. All of the cells of our immune system are formed in the hollow central spaces in bones, the bone marrow. Like soldiers in a military, the different cells have different jobs to do. Some of them fight foreign invaders and others find cancer cells. The cells of the immune system have 2 ways to get around the body. They can float in the bloodstream or enter the lymphatic system, a complex system of tubes and filters spread all over the body. You can learn about some of different kinds of immune system warriors in our Types of Immune Cells video.
I'm sorry, let me. Okay, so let's get back. Let me see, sometimes it's just so difficult to, okay, good. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so just like Dr. Joe, So for those that were late and did not hear the past 25 minutes with Dr. Joe, I will encourage you that after this event, please, because I mean, some of those things that were said were very important. After this event, please get the video and get to watch if you are just coming in. Now, so let's continue from what we saw. Now, we looked at cancer, and it was said in the videos that you watch that one of the things that predisposes us to cancer is when there's an error in our DNA. And DNA is like the unit of life, is the strands in all our cells have those strands. That is what your eye color, your nose, everything about you is coded in. And every cell that is renewed in our bodies must get their information from the DNA. So the DNA are like information cells, are information units, and they're always replicating, constantly, always replicating. And they're always replicating at such a rate every day, every cell, because every cell in our bodies is getting renewed. Now, you can imagine something constantly replicating, that if it does, and what it needs to replicate, it needs all the right nutrient materials, all the right materials. If these materials are not there, then there can be errors. It's just like you are typing and you're trying to type very fast. You know, you are typing, maybe you're trying to type 200 words per minute. The likelihood of you having errors because you are really trying to type very fast, and maybe you have not slept all day, and you have a cup of coffee by your side, and you know somebody is annoying you and jumping on your shoulder, and you're trying to type very fast. The reality is that you might likely make more mistakes than if you are happy, you are calm, you are typing, you know, in a manner that is coordinated. And so it's the same thing with our bodies and the DNA. So cancer has been shown to result from DNA errors. Not just cancer, many things, and I'm just using cancer today because honestly, it's very close to my heart. I know a couple of people that have cancer, and so I have been praying and asking God to help find the right kind of solution. So everything I'm saying about cancer applies to every other health issues. I'm just using it because, you know, it is almost like that is almost the scariest right now for a lot of people. And so the questions we want to be asking ourselves is, what causes DNA errors? How is DNA? So if this error, so when I'm typing and I make an error, what do? I go back and I erase it and I continue to type. Or in those days when it was still manual typewriter, I will use Tipex. I will use something to wipe it and type on top of it. So just because there's an error does not mean that that error cannot be repaired. The same way with the DNA error in our bodies, because there will be errors. It's not every time that we're in our top. There's not every time we've had 6 hours of sleep. It's not every time we are not upset. It's not every time we are happy. It's not every time that we are eating the right things. And so naturally, there will be DNA errors, you know. But then what is most important is not that there is error, is that the DNA is able to repair itself. And so we will look at what prevents, how is DNA repaired and what prevents it from being repaired. And then also the last thing is that our immune system is designed to hunt down and kill cancer cells, bacteria, anything that is an invader. Why is it failing in its responsibilities? Why is our immune system, the natural soldier, the strength in our bodies that are supposed to be hunting down? They were created there. They are the best soldiers. There's no ammunition. Look, the best plane, war plane, the best machine gun is nothing. Everything man has learned from the body. There's nothing that can be compared to the kind of warfare in your body, the kind of ammunition that your immune system has. Why is it failing? Why is it not hunting down and killing cancer cells and all this COVID and all these microorganisms? Why are they flooring us? Why are they bringing us down? Those are important questions that we should be asking. It's not about how many drugs I need to take. What is the latest drug I need to put in my body? That is not what the body was created for. The body was created to fight, and to be able to fight well, it needs things within it to fight. My next thing is cancer is created, as I said, by DNA error. DNA errors are results from two things: chronic inflammation and compromised immune system. And we are going to look at what can lead to these two things: chronic inflammation and compromised immune system. This is an example of a DNA strand that, you have different things that can cause it to be damaged. Even the sun, ultraviolet rays, too much sun can bring about damage. But what I'm saying to you is not about the damage, it's about why are we not repairing it fast enough? What do we need to repair damages? Because damage, you cannot drive a car for all your life and you say you will not scratch the car. You might not have a little accident, but there's a place where you can repair it and bring it back. And so what we want to focus on is not about damage. And this is just part one of this talk. Please, we are going to be doing part two because we can't finish everything. This is Detox part one. Why Detox part one? Next week, we are going to have Why Detox part two. So sit with me, because what I'm saying, what I'm sharing is so crucial and so important. As I said, it's not about damage. It's not about, okay, cancer cells are being created. Yes, in everybody, cancer cells are being created. But why is it that it begins to multiply and our bodies are not able to kill it? The immune system is not able. You can see this because of the UV, this part of the DNA is damaged. And when this DNA is replicated, it will replicate this damage. And if this part that is damaged is the part that says that the cell, every cell in our body has a program to kill itself. It's called apoptosis. Every cell at a certain, every cell has an age where it must kill itself. Now, the cancer cells, the part of it that has that program is no longer functioning. So instead of the cell damaging it, killing itself, that cell just continues to grow and multiply. Now, let's do a self-assessment. What kind of garden are we? As we are sitting down today, let's be honest with ourselves. Are we this or are we this? You know yourself, your mental health, your work stress, your relationship, your marriage, our relationship with our children, our relationship with our neighbors, the food we eat. Because, my dears, it is not about just what we eat. And that's why I said the detox today we are talking about is a total detox. And we are going to see how even your thinking can affect your susceptibility to infection and cancer. And so what kind of garden are we? Are we this or are we that? I will tell you that many of us, I'm not this yet. Even I am not this yet. And so because I'm teaching this does not mean that I am in a perfect state of health or I have everything together. I'm teaching as I'm learning, what I'm learning. And we are all on this journey together. I'm learning and I'm downloading, but I am also holding myself, checking myself, trying to change things that, I know is not helping and is not healthy. To have this garden, this kind of garden takes work. It takes daily work. It takes weekly work. It takes monthly work. To have this garden does not need anything. All you need to do is do nothing, and you have this. Unfortunately, many of our lives looks like this, not this garden, because we need to tend to it. Now, the next question somebody will be asking me is that, what do I do? What do I do? What do I need to do? Number one, we need to focus our attention on building immunity. Number two, we need to repair the damaged DNA. Number three, we need to reduce the DNA errors. We need to live our life. We can't afford to be careless anymore. Just like Dr. Joe said, he says self-awareness. I love talking about self-awareness because that is a journey I've been on, to be more aware of self, aware of how am I thinking, how am I doing relationship, how am I sleeping, what am I doing to stress myself. And so the start point, you remember the first video I showed, that if a fish is in a dirty water, you cannot be adding drugs to that dirty water and you want the fish to be alive. The first thing, what do you need to do? Can somebody text me? What do you need to do if you want this fish to live? The fish is in a dirty water. Can somebody send me a text message? What should our normal common sense, even though people will be saying, oh, there's nothing called detox, but I mean normal common sense. This, thank you. I can see some. Thank you. Let me see what people are saying. Clean the water. Thank you. Change the water. Thank you. It just makes sense. If, and just like Dr. Joe said, people say, oh, our kidney and our liver can do the job. But we are living in a world 50 years ago. Were you using GSM phones? Did you have the amount of radiation that we have from phones and from all over? The amount of cars that we have, the amount of fumes, the pesticides we are using, the things we are putting on our soil, the chemicals, the hormones that we are pumping into our animals. Our body is being bombarded left, right, center. Even relationships. We are not, people, we live in closed doors. We are no longer happy. We are no longer playing. Children are not playing outside anymore, and our bodies is being bombarded. It's almost as if we are on a trajectory of self-destruction. It's terrible. We're actually on a trajectory of self-destruction. And every time I sit to think about it, I say, why are we doing this to ourselves? You know what comes to my mind? The scripture that says, the thief cometh to steal, to kill, and to destroy. There's an enemy that wants man to be destroyed. And so we are placed on a trajectory of self-destruction. A lot of our advancement, as good as they are actually doing us a lot of harm than the good that is given unto us. And so somebody said, we need to clean the water. And that is very true. The first process of detox is cleaning the water. And what is interesting, do you know that your body is made up of 75% of water? Your cells are swimming. As much as you see this body and it's solid, is actually 75% of water. Your cells are swimming in water. Inside that water, you have the dissolved minerals, vitamins, dissolved, things that you have in your body. Everything that you have on your outside gets absorbed into your body. And so what do I want to do? And that's why we keep saying, let us drink a lot of water. Because one of the ways you flush out things, if you want to clean your bathroom or your toilet, you pour water to push out the blockage. And that's why we say, drinking water helps. Secondly, it is not you cannot put supplement, you cannot put medicine into a dirty water. It's not going to help. You first have to clean out the water. And that is why we talk about detox. Hold on, my slide is not moving. Do you also know, I saw this in a research yesterday as I was studying. Do you know that chronic stress affects your genetic activity? Psychological stress has been linked to breast cancer aggressiveness. The more psychological stress a woman has, the more aggressive the cancer. That is what a research, and if you need the research, please email me. I will send you the copy of the research. It's online. It says chronic stress was shown to fuel the growth of cancer stem cells. That is the cells that grow cancer. Chronic stress has been shown to fuel its growth. That is why even if you destroy the cancer cells, the stem cells are there and you don't sort out your chronic stress. The chronic stress, the stem cells will cause those stem cells to become cancerous. And that's why it comes back. That's why after a few years, it comes back. Even though we have gotten rid of the cells that became cancer, what about the stem cells that are still under the influence of chronic stress? Another research I saw shows that anxiety from stress also fuel cancer growth. My PhD research, when I was years back, I was doing a study on the size of uterine fibroid by the influence of perceived stress reactivity, how we react to things, people that react more to the size of uterine fibroid. I found out that women that have higher level of perceived stress reactivity had bigger tumors, fibroids. So it makes sense that anxiety will fuel cancer growth. Chronic stress equals to chronic inflammation. Remember, we saw that chronic inflammation results in DNA error, DNA damage, compromised immune system. Chronic inflammation compromises immune system. And then chronic stress leads to chronic inflammation. We live in a world of chronic stress. And then stress hormone, finally, another research I saw, it says that stress hormone, cortisol, catecholamines, have been shown to promote cancer metastasis. Now, with all of this information, we can see that it is not just about what we eat alone. It is not about, what we eat, and we are going to look at that. Yeah, we've seen this. Okay, I've shown you this. What do you need with all this information? Total detox. It is not just physical detox. We look at physical detox that we're about to do. We need emotional detox. We need mental detox, relational detox, and spiritual detox. Total detox, clean out, energize, revitalize, and maintain. That is the journey that we need to be on. Cleaning out. We need to clean out. And that is why we are starting a detox challenge. Dr. Joe is a product that Dr. Joe does, and we have, partnered with him to help us with this 10 days detox challenge. And then we energize. Energize means putting in the right thing in your body, changing your mindset, and then we maintain. And let's see how we do that. And as I said, I'm going to stop very soon because this is part 1, and for you to get ready for part 2. Now, what is this diagram? This diagram shows that everything that comes through everything you come in contact with enters your body. And that is why we have to be self-aware of what am I putting on my skin? What am I putting on my lip as makeup? What am I putting on my head as hair products? Because your body is one with your environment. It exchanges things in and out. The things in your environment comes in, the things in your body goes out. That is how it works. There's a continuous movement. So the things I put on my body when I'm taking my bath, even the soap I use to bath, to take my bath, I cannot leave my health to somebody else. I cannot leave my health to someone that wants to make money and just produce any soap and anything for me. I need to become self-aware and ask myself, what is it? What am I putting in? The body, everything that is put into the body will go through either 90% of things goes through that you put through your mouth will come out as feces, but others will go into your blood. And you don't need too much to poison you. Look, if you want to poison somebody, you take a droplet and put a droplet on top of a bread. That droplet can kill. That droplet of poison can kill. So it doesn't take a big thing to poison a system. The 10% that goes into your blood and goes into your liver, kidney, is enough to cause the harm that needs to be done. The skin is also a way where things enter our body. And then everything that enters our bodies, through our mouth, goes through our gut. Who is in charge of your gut? It says, Hippocrates says, all diseases begin in the gut. And that is the power of food. What kind of food are we feeding on? Everything that you eat eventually ends up in your blood. Look at your blood system. Your blood system goes everywhere in your body. And so everything that goes into your system eventually is carried to every organ of your body. And that is why diseases can be different with different people. Because when a toxin hits an organ and the organ is already weak, so if for A, it is the liver that is weak, then that is what will be damaged. If it is for B, it is the eye, that is what will be damaged. If it is for C, so every two people can be exposed to the same thing, but the impact can be different because of the weaknesses that is already in the body. And so what does that tell me I want to do? I want to prayerfully and work to strengthen my body so that I may not be able to stop my exposure to toxin. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, if I take poison, it will not poison me. Why? Because I'm doing the right thing. It's not because I'm not like the Daniel that went to jump and say that the Bible says that if I jump into the lion's den, I will not die. You know, there are things that we are supposed to do for the word of God to work for us, to work in our lives. Is your liver overworked? You know, the liver is supposed to promote balance in our body. It's supposed to help our immune function. I'm not going to go into too much of that. And then, are you chronic? Do you have chronic inflammation? So what do I do? More drugs? No, we've said it. We start with detox, total detox, spiritual detox, emotional detox, physical detox, mental detox. Tune into our talk series part 2 as we go down each of these detox levels, as we look at the various detox. Now, before we round up this session, we have been doing a detox, a body detox. We have 2 detox programs coming up in the next couple of weeks. The first one is the Ultimate Body Cleanse, the one that we do with Dr. Joe. Then the other one is a boot camp, a detox boot camp called Eniabitobi. And we have not fixed a date yet for this. It's most likely going, we were supposed to do it last month, and we are moving it to September. But this one is the total detox: mental health, physical health, spiritual health, emotional health, where we are going to have somebody come and show us how to make our foods, the ways that we need to, how to make detox drinks. And so please stay tuned to hear more about this. Eniabitobi is a virtual, it's going to be virtual, it's going to be 10 days, a boot camp. We are dealing with the brain, the mental health. We have different people each day come and talk to us about how to, this, you know, this is not a 30-minute talk, how to deal with different areas, you know. And so look out for this in September. I have wonderful speakers that are going to be taking us through the New Me virtual conference. But this, in July, on the 19th of July, we are starting with the body detox for those that can join. And I'm going to ask Mrs. Yinka Jackson. Mrs. Yinka Jackson, are you there to talk to us about, and then the next week, we are going to look at how to energize and maintain. You know, how do we energize, maintain? We'll look at mental health, how to energize and maintain. We look at foods, and we look at all of that. Mrs. Jackson, are you there for us?
Yes, I am, but I will not be able to put on my video. Light just went out, so you will have to listen to my voice. Is that okay?
Okay, Mrs. Jackson.
Okay.
Let's have you. Let me see. Let me find you.
So that I am on.
Okay.
I can see my name, but you won't be able to see my face. There is no light. Sorry. It just went off. Anyway, can I go on?
Yes, I'm trying to find you so that people are not looking at me anymore. Continue.
All right, that's okay. I'm here.
Yeah, I found you. Okay. So that if they bring light, we can see your face.
Okay, I'm going to, once they are working on that, but let me start. Okay, my name is Yinka Jackson. I participated in this Ultimate Body Cleanse in November last year. But prior to that, I've been a part of Dr. K's Destiny Talk series. And on one of those days, Dr. Esposito was taking the session, and the first picture on the screen, when he began to share the screen, was a picture of a feet. I saw these 2 feet. One, the left one was swollen, and the right one was normal. And then he began to talk about chronic inflammation. And as I was looking at those feet, I realized that, wait a minute, this is exactly the picture of my feet. I have a swollen left leg and a normal one. And I've been carrying this on for the past 16 years. You know, I have done everything medically that I could do, and there was no proper diagnosis. The last place I went is a very popular hospital in Lagos, well known as a good one. And the doctor, the chief medical personnel, saw me after doing all manner of tests, and he said, it's in my head, and that I should just go and be happy. That this I saw is in my head, that there's nothing wrong with me. But I knew I did not feel good with that swollen foot. I knew that there were moments it stresses me. Long story short, he began to talk about chronic inflammation. He talked about other symptoms, pain in the joints, pain on the shoulders, pain everywhere. And I realized that this is just describing me. And so when they talked about this ultimate body cleanse, I knew I had to. Interestingly, just like she said, there's a devil that is out to steal, to kill, to destroy us. Few days to that time, everything was looking like I would not be able to participate. Money, this one, that one, that one. Eventually, I managed, I got the money in, and I joined. And we began. By the time we had done like 5, 6 days, I noticed that my left foot had gone down considerably. The swelling had gone down. It's almost looking normal. And by the end of the detox, it was almost normal, not completely gone, but let me just put it this way, 75 to 80% of everything I have lived with in the last 16 years were resolved. And from that time till now, I have enjoyed a much better quality of life. And I must say this, in the last, in the 16th years that I've endured this, I've gone through a lot of stuff. I can tell you that I'm here to speak with you is not because of medication or anything. It's because I held on to the spiritual angle of my life. That's what kept me going. And I believed all along that I will eventually, God must show me something that will break this pattern. This swollen foot must leave my body. And the only thing I could hold on to was my faith in the word of God, which I did until it led me to the Destiny Talk series, the UBC, and I'm really looking forward to the next one because I want to be able to come back to tell you that my feet are normal. I no longer have to buy a size bigger than my normal sizes. In fact, these days, I could no longer wear all my shoes that I bought because then I used to buy a size bigger. It's almost normal. So those shoes are loose. They don't fit well. And it's just, I've been going around in sandals because of this. I'm happier. I'm happy to go around in sandals, to know that I don't live with chronic pain from head to toe. Chronic inflammation is terrible. It's really terrible. I'm encouraging everyone who has joined this talk to please try, be a part of the detox. I am very positive that at the end of this detox, I'll be back to let you know that I have a clean bill of health on my feet.
Wonderful.
Right. The light did not come. I'm so sorry.
Well, we will get to see your face. I wish you had your picture on you used to have one that you had your picture on.
I'm going to do that right after this. I'm so sorry I don't have a picture.
So that Mrs. Jackson, for those that don't know her, Mrs. Jackson, for those that know a Christian magazine that we had for years called Lifeway magazine. She and her husband used to run the magazine. We had it all over. It was a Christian magazine. You know, they were really very influential in really teaching through the magazine and all of that. And I remember when she was doing her detox, she was so excited You know, I mean, there were so many things she didn't talk about. She was so excited at the transformation. There was a particular day in which she went to eat a chocolate bread that she
Chocolate. I baked a chocolate bread and I tried chocolate. I just wanted to know how this detox is, you know. So I put a little bit of chocolate in my mouth, and it's as I fell sick instantly from my head to toe. I said, no, this can't be. Why could this happen? Okay, so I waited a little. I tried it a second time. It got worse. In fact, by the time I tried it the third time, I was looking for a natural solution. I remember I had to get ginger, garlic, honey, anything, tea. I was pouring everything to my system, ginger, hot tea, just to flush it. And after taking a lot of ginger tea, ginger mixed with garlic and I think scent leaves, I felt better. And I realized that really, I used to eat this and nothing happened. But right in the midst of the middle of the detox, like about the 7th day or so, I tried that and it went really all right. So really, we are what we eat, and what we are eating is eating us. After that,
can you imagine that? I mean, she has been eating this bread for so long, meaning that our body has adapted and, you know, is no longer crying. You know, it's like when a baby cries for a long time and you don't answer that baby. After a while, the baby just lies down there, does not cry anymore because the baby knows that you will not answer. You know, there are many things that we are doing that you are saying, but my body is not complaining, because you have deadened the body with those things. We have deadened it. You know, it's like the scripture that says we have seared our conscience. We have seared our bodies. And so our bodies is no longer screaming. Our bodies is just enduring it, just managing. And then she now cleaned the body. The body was happy. Like, oh, let me see. Let me bring myself back. It's like the body was happy. Oh, she has cleaned me. And then all of a sudden, she now wanted to go back to the way she used to eat. And her body said, no, I will not allow you. You will not do this to me anymore. You know, you have cleaned things out. Now you have given me a voice. You are not going to take away that voice from me. That was why on the 7th day of her cleaning out, she experienced something, that reaction to what, you know, before she wasn't reacting to, because that thing was not really good for her body. But as I said, she had gotten used to it and her body has become quiet about it. And so I invite you all to join. Let me quickly explain. And as we close, we are over by a few minutes. As we close, I want to invite you, hold on, let me see. It's just so difficult sometimes. I want to encourage you. This is just part 1. Part 2, we are going to be really looking at mental health, how your cortisol, the link between your cortisol, your stress hormone, and how it affects your immune system, and how it can promote prostate cancer, can promote, you know, cancer, and can promote other, you know, long-term chronic diseases, chronic stress. We are going to look at what chronic stress looks like. What does it mean when we say chronic stress? What are we talking about? And then how do you bring down chronic stress? You know, because many of us, even as pastors, many of us are living in what you call chronic stress. Okay, Mrs. Jackson, we can see your face soon. I will, when I do this, I will show your face. Many of us are living in chronic stress and doing things that, you know, God did not ask us to do. And so God, you know, because anything that is beyond the capacity of the vessel that you have been given, and we are not caring for that vessel and removing those toxins and just pouring in more, is not, you know, is not God's glory. And so I want to encourage you. We are starting another detox. Dr. Joe has a detox package that has all these things in it that is supposed to help to remove toxin. There is BioCleanse and all of that. I did it and it helped me, and that was why, you know, we started this challenge. It's not for everybody. It's for those that feel that they need it. I've had so many testimonies from people that did it. And what we did was to get Dr. Joe to give us a discount so that we can do it in Nigeria. If you go on his website, asiva.com, please go to asiva.com. You will see the product UBC, Ultimate Body Cleanse, asiva.com. It is $256. And we said to him, Dr. Joe, you love Nigeria. You want to help us in Nigeria, you know, give us 35% off that so that we can do this, so that we can be blessed by it. And for this, just for our challenge, you know, you can go on the website by yourself, but just if you want to be part of this 10 days, it's a group, we work together. Then he has given us for Nigeria 35% discount. If you're in the US, he gave us, I think, 20% discount. And then you can buy the product, and then there's a discount code that we have. If you're interested, email my office. They will give you the discount code and the link to be able to get the discount that he has given us in Nigeria and the discount for the US. And then the challenge, this is our third challenge. We do it for 10 days. We are starting on the 19th of July. And so if you want to join us, please reach out to the office as soon as possible and collect the code. And you can go to the Asiva website and you can get the product, and then you can join us in the Detox Challenge. Also, look out for the New Me virtual conference. This is going to be a blast. This is going to be a blast. I have some powerful people on this, you know, I mean, I have Pastor Grace Okorede will be on it. She's an amazing woman of prayer and deliverance. I have Dr. Paula Rhodes. I have Dr. Esposito is going to be on it. And, you know, it's just going to be an amazing time of cleaning out every day, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So look out for this. And then for those that are in the US with me, I have a Women's Self-Care Day coming up on the 17th of July. Please, this is compared to what you are going to be getting. This is nothing. You know, it's $55. It's on the self-care day, just to begin to, you know, and we will look at all the things that you used to begin to remove toxin from your mind. You know, there's aromatherapy, chiropractic assessment, chair massage, mental, emotional wellness, detox drink, functional movement class, just beginning to teach you, you know, what you need to do. So if you're in Atlanta, we're actually going to be creating an online version of this. So look out for the online version for those that are not in Atlanta. But if you're in Atlanta, you know, and you don't attend this, then you can, you know, share with your friends. We only have the class is small, so there's not it's not a large class, and you know, and can be done anywhere else. You know, Pastor Mr. Okorede, we can plan this for your women. Also, it's time for us to begin to look inward and get rid of those weight that is stopping us from experiencing the best of God in our lives. So thank you very much. Before I log off, do I have questions in the house? Do I have questions? And this is Mrs. Jackson, so that if you see her, you will not be wondering who is that person that I'm going to, hold on, I'm going to remove the pin. So Mrs. Jackson, say hello to us all, so that when you see her, you will know that that was the person that shared her testimony of the swollen foot of 16 years, that just by doing a detox, can you imagine? You know, the amount of money that she has spent from hospital to hospital, and just by cleaning her body. And people will say, oh, there's nothing called detox. That is not true. If you have experienced it, I know what I experienced when I did my detox. I know how my body felt. My body was almost breaking down because of stress. And I remember after my detox, I could finally be able to lose weight. Before then, I couldn't lose weight because my body was just holding on to the toxin, and the toxin hides inside fat. And so your body does not want to release the toxin, the fat, because if your body releases the fat, the toxin will spread into your body and can cause more damage. So you will be trying to lose weight and you'll be able to lose weight because the toxin, your body is trying to protect you. And because the toxin normally are dissolved inside fat cells. I was struggling. I will eat, you will drink water, you will put on weight. Because your body is holding on to toxin. So it is well